One of my favorite smartwatches is a watch made from an actual watch company, the Fossil Q. I've tried other smartwatches, but their cheap-feeling face and bands always leave me feeling like I'm not actually wearing a real watch. And, well, now it's time to do that thing I do with every piece of tech that I like, take it apart. As always, I'm going to turn the watch off first, and then flip it over to the back so I can remove the 4 small Phillips head screws that hold the metal band to the brains. It was surprisingly easy to separate the two from each other. It's literally just the 4 tiny screws doing all the holding. Watches generally aren't abused too much, so the 4 screws will definitely be sufficient. I was just a little surprised there wasn't more. Now the back of this watch is plastic. This is because the wireless charging doesn't work through metal, so it's plastic out of necessity. You can see as I pull the black back off, it has some yellowish glue and a black rubber gasket. This Fossil watch has an IP67 rating, same as the original Apple Watch. So huge thumbs up for water resistance. You can see the metal contact points from the wireless charger on the inside of the black panel. These just rest up against the 2 motherboard pins to transfer power. And then from the motherboard, the power goes on to the battery. There are 3 ribbon cables here. The top 2 are for the LCD screen and the digitizer, and then the bottom tiny little guy is just for the battery. These are the same Lego-like connections that we see on every single cell phone. There are 2 T5 screws holding the board down. Remember, I always link the tools that I use in the video description, so if you want one of these toolkits, click there. I'll link the watch down there for kicks and giggles as well. Now this board is soldered onto the watch frame. This could be a way to ground the board like you see in all the iPhones, but it is slightly unfortunate because it brings repairability down a notch. Either way, we can still see all the important things from here, and I can keep my watch functional as we review it. Down at the bottom we have the microphone hole and its ribbon connector. It just gets plugged into the motherboard when the motherboard gets pressed back down into the frame. On the bottom of the motherboard we have this battery. It is a 1.52 watt-hour and 3.8 volts. And the little spinning doohickey over here is the vibration motor for your notifications. As it spins, you get the vibrating sensation on your wrist. Now the gold part you see here with the ribbon cables is the back of the LCD. It looks like this is the type of screen that if you want to replace, you have to break the old one out of the frame first. I did a brief search for replacement parts and I didn't find any, but I'll keep the video description updated if they become available in the future. The button on the side of the watch has 3 golden contact points on the inside, and you can see the motherboard also has 3 pins that rest up on these contact points, so it can receive the signal from the button. I'll push the motherboard and battery back down into place and make sure it clicks into the microphone plug. Then I'll get those 2 T5 screws back into place as well, and then clip the battery ribbon and the 2 screen ribbons down like little Legos. At this point, the watch can turn on. If it doesn't, the watch just might need to be charged up for a few minutes to restore power to the motherboard. Make sure that the plastic back of the watch is lined up with the 2 charging contact points on the motherboard before putting it down into place. And then the whole contraption can be put back inside of the thick heavy metal watch band and screwed into place. If you want to see one of the first Android smartwatches ever built that I took apart a few years ago, go ahead and click that link on screen and hit that subscribe button if you want to stay on the bleeding edge of tech reviewed from the inside. I took apart the Apple Watch as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.